Hey yo, folks, I'm Flipped Games. Where's my camera? Ah! It's there! Hi! Okay, it's gonna be great today. I'm in a silly little mood. We're just gonna do some game dev. I don't expect almost anybody to come today because I haven't streamed in 157 years. But it's time. I'm caffeinated up. I'm in an pretty good mood. And I think I can get some work done. So I'm gonna run the game first, because it's been a week and a half since I've done that. Just see what's been going on lately. And then eventually we'll get to the Foliage, which I think I'm basically ready for, but I'm gonna have to remember how my code works before that. Oh yeah, here we are in the new Realmwilds with, look at this. Oh man, I did a great job 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so here's a whole little room I laid out. We're gonna put foliage on this just to some tests. Still lots more I wanna do. That looks like a tile set mistake. This is a bug. Let's fix that. And then I can climb up and down these ladders. And this is actually all depth. I'm gonna make a dev update video about this specific thing. But since we're here, let's view it real quick. Collision. Boom. Layer-based collision. These are all walls. These are layer-based, so this is, I'm on the second layer, so I collide with this one, F2. If I went down to the bottom floor, it's all the way over here. Then I would only collide with F1, which is these ones, so on the inside. And that means I can do these like kind of tiered cake layer levels. I can't like go underneath them. That doesn't, I don't care about that right now because like visually you would be able to see anyways. So even though the depth is technically inaccurate to a 3D space would be, I don't mind this as a shortcut. It's kind of an intentional, art style decision. Oh my god, I forgot to switch views. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, here we are in the Realmwilds. With the great layers I made. Here's the tile set, and I'll show the collision again. Collision. Here's the layer-based collision. The red one is just on any layer. I'm gonna make it a depth thing, so you can, like, if you're up on this ledge, you can fire a projectile down, but not, well, that's a bad example. Here, this ledge over here. In fact, I think I can... How do I... There we go, right click. When I'm up on this ledge, I should be able to fire a projectile this way, around in this space, but not hit these walls up here, as an example. But yeah, these are layer-based collisions, so I can't go up onto the higher ledge, but if I climb the ladder, then I can't go down from the higher ledge. All of this stuff was placed manually by hand for my last 2 games. The last Librarian and Daughter of Dreams both had collision systems like this. And simply I just placed everything by hand. Fully automated now. None of this collision was placed by me. It was just in the code and it went like that. So this is going to be a really big improvement to my workflow and level design. And probably I could do some like, actual 3D stuff and not this fake tile-based stuff, but this is just how I think and how I've developed games for a while. So I'm going to keep it. Oh, and here's the tile glitch. This is supposed to be this edge one, not the matching one here. So let's go fix that in the room editor, which is Control-T. There we go. Realmwilds. Oh gosh, what is it? Oh, whip. That's what I'm working on. Oh, look, there it is in the room editor. And each layer has its own... There's nothing on that layer. So the bug is over here. My mouse scroll wheel is scuffed as heck. I need to get a new one. So I think this should be this layer, and then I need that. Oh, yep, that. And then that there. There we go. Much better. Ah! I erased it. Okay. That fixed that. So a lot of these tiles are going to be placed manually. I can't auto tile everything, unfortunately. But that's fine. That's just a bug reporting process. Someone sends a screenshot like, hey dude, this looks weird. I can fix it. And that means I just have lots of control over exactly how it looks. I can make decisions. I also don't really like what I've done on these ones because it kind of, the shadow cuts off there. So I might add new ones, or I might add the shadows down the edges. But for now, that's what I'm decided to do with this sort of situation. Okay, so let's see. Does the output window have my tile sets in it yet? No, I want to go print the tile sets again because I need that to be able to visualize and explain what we're going to be doing with the foliage. So let me find my room controller object. This does all the automated collisions and stuff. All of this. And that. These are all stuff happening at the start of the room, and it's a lot of code. This is what I'm testing next, but we're going to get to that. For now, what I want to do is when I cache tile data, I want to print them. Not the height map, I just want the layer-based tile data. Which should be this. Okay, let's run this and see what it looks like. I might need to add a spacer in there. Oh dear. Oh. Okay, so what this is showing us... no, I do need a spacer, 1 second. And I'll label the floor, because I can. Make it height data, eye size. What floor would it be? I'll just write eye. Okay, so what this has done is this code goes through the whole room and looks at the tile map data. So here's floor 1, and you can see all the 28 is just the ground, and then around the edges between, and the -4 is empty space. There's no tiles there. And around the edges you can see all the other tiles that are the conjoining tiles, the edge tiles. Here we see, here at the bottom you can see a couple layers of 43, 48, 53. That's the ground. So we can compare this to the room and see that it's the same shape. It's kind of hard to tell, but if I hide floor 2, this is what we're looking at in this grid. I've now copied all the tile items. If we go to the next floor, this is floor 2. There's our little island in the middle. Here's our cliffs around the top. Technically, this top half of all these cliffs could be floor 3, but I decided not to use it. So floor 3 is unused, and there is floor 3. It's just totally empty. And then this last one is the combined, which is just the top layer of every visible tile. All of these is what we see in the final visible end. This is what we're going to be using for the foliage, because I want to restrict where foliage can spawn based on the tile data, and based on whether there's instances there already in the room, which is a separate step I'll do later. But for now, what I want to do is make a copy of this, and then mask out pretty much, well, here, we can look at it. Yeah, 28, 29, 26, 24, 23. And what I want to do is because I can't be totally sure, I'm going to do my best guess based on looking at this. And then I'm gonna just spawn an object there in the room that's visible, and then walk around and see which ones I missed. Actually, it's even easier than that, because it would be any tile that I haven't already marked as a different kind of tile. Right. So this is going to be a primary generate foliage function. Eventually I'm going to generalize it for different biomes. And I'm just going to write the Realmwilds one straight in here, so I don't have to think about what variables I need and stuff until I already have one full biome sorted out. So I'm gonna, but before I do that, I'm going to comment out those two debug lines. I'm gonna keep this because I want to be able to look at that as a reference. Okay, so what I want for foliage, I'm going to copy the tile data layer. Great. That takes care of the size too, so that's a pretty neat thing about doing this. Copy a base layer and make changes to it. The gen tile data combined is in all caps to remind me that it's constant, or rather read-only. In this case, so that's why I have to copy it. I don't want to make modifications to that because later I don't want to have to know that I've made modifications to that. Up here you can see I have all these lists of different tiles. This is how I did all the collision stuff. These are the different lists of tiles. These, I might do some kind of procedural generation where I like color code them in the sprite editor, but for now I just wrote them out, and I think that will be okay to mostly do because I only have to do it once per biome, where I just go through the tiles and list all the numbers that I want to be a certain kind of thing. And if I change the tile set, I'd have to do it again, but like, I can't think of like a... If I change the tile set, I'd have to color code them again too. So I may as well not worry about that and just do it manually, because I don't have to that often. And this, just by putting them into variables, I've already done a really big step, because it means that if I change biomes, I change tile sets, I change rules for how the collision generates, all I have to do is change these. I don't have to touch any of this. But for now, we're going to use that, and I want to first remove everything. Let's try this. So I'm going to remove gen replace not takes everything that isn't a certain value and makes it something else. So I want to catch... Actually, we'll just do this. Let's just do that ourselves. Take this back. What we want is to replace ground we want a value that we can replace later, and then we want to do everything that isn't ground is going to be no one. So this is our setup. And then the no one is there because when I paste a grid or I spawn a grid, no one, empty cells -4 are ignored. And they don't affect any other grids below them. If you've ever done like Minecraft copy and pasting, this is the equivalent of the air block. It's treated differently from everything else. So now I just have to write tiles ground, which should be... I'm okay with the upper edge, the left edge, and the right edge. And then one more cell, which is 28. It should be, I need to put that in the array. 28 is the middle cell, as this one that's just empty space in the middle of it. And then the left edge is all these kinds of cells. The right edge is all these kinds of cells. And the top edge is all of these. So I believe this is everything. Is there duplicates? Will I get... I think this will do what I want. I don't think duplicates would affect it, but I don't want to assume... It will make it more slow, because it will have to do the checks for every cell, every entry in the array, and I can remove a couple for free right off the bat. Since they're... Once you've done the first pass on the duplicates, it would break it. Actually, having duplicates would affect it, because if I, like, spawn a tree with a 10% chance, it might hit cell 22 twice with that 10%. And so they'd spawn more likely on any of the ones that had duplicates. That's an interesting... I should probably document that somewhere. I don't think I'm going to change that, because I don't want to do any more... Well, I could. License is invalid. Oh my gosh. Okay, 1 second. Ah, it's Opera now. That's right. No! Use the browser with my password manager, please. Game Maker! Help, I broke it. This is Wind Waker, by the way. No! I did it again. Okay, third time's the charm. I'm gonna have the right browser open this time. There we go. I made it. I am now logged in. Alright, let's go. All I'm doing here is leaving myself a note in the actual GenScripts repro so that I can... Where do I want it? I want it in... That's all I needed to do. All that. But listen, this is how you don't forget stuff. You leave notes. Okay, so if I did this correct, then I should be able to nope. With what kind of like safe object. Okay, so I'm going to, that's gen, is it just instantiate? There we go. Oh, I have to specify the layer or depth. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna have to do the foliage per layer, not at the top layer. Well, that's okay. But for now, I'm just gonna do this. This is the first test. 0, 0, 0, no struct. And then I don't need this leftover foliage grid. I'm not saving that one. So this should put a marker at every cell. That might not be the right. Here, we'll use a bush stump. The reason being, this is one that that Drifter could walk through. Doesn't have any collision. Programming tip. When you have code that you're writing, you should probably run it in order to see if it works. Yeah, well, that doesn't work either. Nothing happened. Okay, I'm gonna print the foliage grid, and maybe I did my replace logic wrong. Maybe this tile's ground is not right. Pro tip, don't delete all your data. Once I replace tiles ground, everything else is supposed to be... There we go, look at that. Okay, so look for any bushes. Oh. Aha! Okay, these corner tiles need to be added. And the same for the bottom corner tiles, because these don't generate collision. They also don't spawn Garuda Valley, of course. Okay, so before I do this, I want to print it. Because then I can see what's what's been left behind by the process I did. Oh, hold on. $26, $25. These are the corners, see? 26, 26, 26. There's some down corners. Should be 31. And there should be one on the left. Is it 30? Yes. I'll sort this out better later, but these are all magic numbers, but slightly better. This bottom tile, too. Can have tiles. Is it the right offset? Oh, well, they don't have hitboxes. That's right. Alright, let's look at the room editor. This doesn't matter, I'm just curious. It should be lined up there. Like the tree. Oh no, not like the tree, like the bush. Oh, sure enough, they do kind of sink down a little bit. Maybe we disallow the bottom ones. Like, that's technically walkable, but... Okay, I'm gonna do away with this and just make this a separate array. And then I'm going to take out the ones on the bottom. I don't think I want those ones. Okay, so this is going to take a couple more passes now since I'm doing it manually. So the right edges in this top right. I'm going to take a look over here. 29 and 24 is allowed. '23 is probably allowed. This looks correct. Okay. Close. Okay. There we go. Cool. I'll leave it like that, just for printing purposes. Everything else is none. Is empty. So now we can do whatever we want with this data. And it's very nifty. This is our cleanup. Oh no, that's our test. This is it. In here, anything. This is just proc gen now. First thing I want to do, I want to put trees around the edges. So I'm going to take a near, which will do something within a certain range of another value. The target value is no one, so near the edges where there's nothing. Well, this doesn't include the out of bounds, but I think that's actually okay. I want to replace ground with a new value of a spark step tree. In a radius of 1 with like a 20% chance for now. Let's run it. Ooh, what is this? Friend and Drifts remix from Metroid Prime. Crash Ship. Oh no, it's from the same album, but it's a different song than the one I was thinking of. I haven't played Metroid mostly. I don't... now I'm not sold on this skipping the bottom thing. Okay, the tree is... I think I'm just gonna include the bottoms for simplicity, and then update the sprites to work better on the tile set. (32, 33, 34, I think is the main ones. Oh, okay, I see. Oh no! Oh wow, is that loud? Was there 2 trees there? I think it's just loud. That's weird. Is my volume at 50? Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna look at that later. This is fine. Okay, so let's add... Nope. Just a couple more of these. Chance, like a 5%, and then make them more like 25 around the edges. Oh my gosh, that's too many. Cut it down. We're gonna do 2 passes on this too. There'll be a tile set layer that does some proc gen, and then we'll use the leftover space to spawn instances like trees and bushes. So all the numbers will have to change after I do that. I also want to prevent trees from spawning in adjacent cells like this, because I could not figure out in the art how to make them always look correct. This one looks really dumb. So I'm just gonna make sure they're never next to each other. Vertically, that is. In fact, I can do that now. And I'm gonna use scatter offset for this. Which if you set to 100% is just a replace call. But I'm gonna take the matching value, spark sap tree, that's what I'm looking for. In the position above them, I want them to replace any other spark sap trees with nothing. Delete them. With a 100% chance. So now, there will never be a spark sap tree above another spark sap tree. Great, that sure looks like it's the case. Okay, that looks about right. Let's do some bushes. This is a fun song. We'll do them about the same as the trees in the center, but nope. We'll also add a couple extra bushes around every bush. Actually, for that reason, let's go a little lower. Replace no one with, nope, replace the ground. With bushes and a radius of 2 with a chance of 10%. So now the bushes should spawn in little clumps. And I could do that twice. There's like 3 there. 2 over here. 4 there. 5 over there. I think that's 2 clumps actually. So I actually want to make that a little bit more. Actually, what I can do instead is call that twice. I could expand the range, but this will give me a little clumping gradius where there's still more common clumped in the center than the outside. So there's more. There's a bunch. I think the seed should be the same, so they should all be in the same 4 spots. Whoa, these two just don't want to spread, do they? I think if I respawn the room, is it gonna change? Yep. Whoa, there's way more bushes in this room. I actually want to repeat it. I think I want to do it once like this. And then once with a reduced. A lot in this room. So what I'm eventually going to do is, instead of having the same distribution every time, each layer will be assigned a randomized distribution within a certain range that applies. So then, like, one floor might have lots more bushes and fewer trees, one floor might just be really dense, one floor might be mostly trees, one floor might have more dirt and less grass. One floor might have more butterflies, one floor might have, right. And then every time you go between areas, you know, there's more variety, but consistent within one area. That's one way of making the randomization more dynamic. What we're doing right now is kind of just proof of concept stuff. And I think it's been 40 minutes. Usually I would stream for an hour, but I'm very tired lately, which is related to some family stuff that is also the reason I haven't been developing as much. So I'm going to take it easy and call that good for today's stream. Maybe I'll poke at this more later, but all the talking makes me tired more quickly, and I think I need a nap or some meditation or some exercise. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and hopefully I'll have, you know, occasionally more updates for Arcanaclysm. My life isn't like, I'm gonna be like this for a while, but I feel like I have more strategies to still work in a little bit of game dev now. And I'm optimistic about that. So I look forward to sharing more. I've been thinking about tons of stuff. There's some really cool story I've been working on. Some really cool level design. Arcanaclysm is gonna be really damn awesome. It's just gonna take a long time to make. And bye-bye.